Hello, founders, and welcome to the Startup Foundations podcast. I'm your host, Greg Miaskiewicz. Today on the show, I speak with Shuo Wang, who is CRO and co-founder of Deel, a startup building a payroll and compliance platform for remote hiring. Shuo is a serial entrepreneur, and she was previously CTO and co-founder of Aris Cleantech, a hardware startup building smart air purifiers. In our conversation, we discussed trends in remote hiring and the story of how Deel was built into the successful company it is today.
So how do you think remote work and remote hiring has changed over time? Do you think there's an increasing trend of hiring remote workers on a full-time basis as opposed to gig or project-based employment?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's we have been talking about future of work for a really long time, right? So I think the pandemic we see this year definitely accelerated the process of the future of work, which is talents are not limited in one place, which is the Silicon Valley or San Francisco or New York. Those talents are actually outside of San Francisco right now. They're in Hawaii, they're in Europe.
They're escaped.
They're in Kabul. It's so distributed. Okay, so and then what that means for tech companies like us, where tech companies in San Francisco, they start to realize that I don't really need a central office at one place, right? So for a lot of the roles, they can be everywhere, right? I can hire them in different cities, lower the cost, and then also if my employee wants to work in Hawaii and report to me on daily basis, that should be okay as well. And then we have so many tools that supports this future of work, right? We have Zoom, we have the system that we're using right now, Streamyard, and then also we have Deel to support the payments, and it's just Slack, of course, as well. It's just all of those mature technology out there supports people to hire remotely. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us, Shuo. It was great to have you, and keep building awesome products at Deel, and we hope to keep adding more people to our account on Deel and hiring more employees through your platform.
Yeah. Let's do that. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Greg, for having me here today.
All right, bye.
Thanks for listening to the Startup Foundations podcast, a podcast that tells the stories of startup founders and how they built their companies from the ground up. Until next time, keep building and keep innovating.